On this week's breaking news, LEGO tried to fix a sticker for Star Trek and still screwed it up. Double VIP points are back, and Fortnite is taking on Ninjago, but in live-action characters. All that and more on this week's breaking news.
Today's episode is brought to you by Back to Brickware, my newest venture into the A-full merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back to Brickware brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore A-full or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back to Brickware page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back to Brickware, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back to Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego.
Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFOs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO's been up to for the past week. I want to thank you all for tuning into the podcast, and make sure to subscribe. I do this every week, and I really enjoy talking about the LEGO news, and I hope that you do too, so that you can learn about all the things that are happening. And you can also become a patron over our Patreon page, which I really appreciate everyone that supports us. And I really appreciate all those that support us over there because they get the podcast early. We build a small, fun community and really show that their love of what I'm doing in this part of the LEGO community as well as elsewhere. On the admin side, I'm still in the process of moving. We are still trying to find somebody to rent our place. If you live in the Orlando area and want a place to rent, please come and do so. And then building the studio over there as I'm, tearing this one down. It's not much because I knew I wasn't going to be here long. But the next one is packed full of LEGO, and I have some great ideas for shelving and some display spaces. So it's definitely going to be really fun. I can't wait to get over there. That's all I have on the admin side. And at the end of the episode, we will be talking about our set reviews. Our first one is going to be set 75381, the Droideka, one of the droids from the droid series for Star Wars, and I have to say it's my favorite, and it is retiring, so we can talk about that, so you can go and purchase that. And then our Rebrickable review is going to be the Haunted House, and this is designed by Castor Troy Store, and it's a really unique build, and surprised that it hasn't been selected as a set or anything, but we're going to get over to that and get to discuss that at the end of the episode here. So let's jump into this week's breaking news. First up, LEGO is doing their double insiders points again, and that means it's time to buy some of the amazing sets that we've all wanted to get. If you didn't get it during Black Friday or Insiders Weekend, this is another time to get some points, and you do have to get the gift of the purchase, of course, which this time it's the gingerbread train ornament, and it's a cute little ornament that, looks like similar to what they did for the AT-AT, having the gingerbread style to it for just a small ornament, and you spend $75 or more to get that. And the Star Trek USS Enterprise is now back available, but it won't ship till January, so you won't get it for Christmas, but you can get double VIP points, double insiders points. Damn it, I will never get that right. And of course, there's a bunch of others you can purchase too, so go and check that out over at lego.com. Some LEGO seasonal sets were revealed. We've got two. We've got the set 40863, the Easter egg basket. Now, the Easter egg basket, it's pretty small. We're only looking at about a $15 price for this coming out January 1st. And it's got three little Easter eggs, one green, purple, and orange in a small basket with like a ribbon on it. And this chick, which is, it's a cute little face chick, really small, kind of the same size as the egg. So not as, accurate as you can be, but I mean, it's a small set. And then we have the Love Letters, which is a $20 set. And it has LOVE and the O is actually a heart. And they're three-dimensional letters that kind of like what they did for the love symbol from the City of Love, Brotherly Love, excuse me. And it has flowers and different like rose petals, and it's nice. It's cute. You could do even I, heart, U if you don't want to spell out all four of the letters. Lego Ninjago, as they continue to celebrate their 15-year anniversary, they've got their newest set 71861, The Old Town. It's 4,851 pieces, 14 plus, and $300, and it'll be available on January 1st. And it is quite large. It's like an old school Lego set where it's not a modular build, but more of a scenic circular structure where it's more of the play scale, where they've got like the entryways, a massive gates, two gates that you can go into the complex of it, walls, and of course lots of different fighting, a cherry blossom tree, and I mean that's a pretty high piece count for what the build actually is. It is a 14 plus rating, so that's probably why instead of an 18 plus, which comes into different factors for, of course, the building style of it all, but. It has quite a few minifigures that you can get with it. If you're a longtime Ninjago fan, this is the collection that's going to continue to come out for this year. And it brings back some of that old school nostalgia from the original Ninjago sets. And in the continued celebration of the 15 years, Build-a-Minifigure is going to be getting some Ninjago parts come January 1st. So if you have a Lego store near you, you can go and check these out, where they've got younger versions of Aaron, Sora, and Lloyd, as well as Mistake's Oni form and Naya dressed in her blue kimono from March of the Oni. There's also a new Pixel and Dareth minifigure as well. So there's quite a few. I mean, that's a total of 7 minifigures that you can get at the Build-a-Minifig. For all those that love Ninjago and want to collect all of them, this is the time to go and check that out. They might even do like those little box sets of 4. Maybe they'll have that, and you can select a couple others. The Lego Designer Seminar happens every year, and during this time, designers get together, talk about their different builds, talk about different things that they've been working on or are going to be working on soon, and then they get an exclusive set or a minifigure. But this year's set is something interesting, I guess. It's a box that is actually a hexagonal shape to it, and it has a like circular form, almost like a portal of different shades of blue, and it comes with 3 minifigures to it. Specifically, we've got a Lego Designer woman in purple, looks like cybernetic woman that's in pink with like bright pink hair, and then an old school train conductor from like the old Lego sets. And there's even like a 3D build of it. I'm guessing it's really pushing towards like maybe a game, and the portals to the different worlds of like, your Lego designer, the future, and then the past coming together for it. Yeah, and I mean, it even reads, when we know the past, we can better understand the present. When we understand the present, we can better equip to face the future. I guess nice slogan. Interesting choice of build overall, but still kind of cool. It shows the display where it's the old and the designers falling through the portal and then into the future of it. So someone will come out with the instructions for it. Lego Fortnite is getting an update, and specifically for Ninjago, which there are real life versions of the ninjas, not just the Lego version of him. And some people are not sure about that. There's some people that are like, well, this seems to not really follow exactly what they want. There's some criticism over on the subreddit. One person says taking on issues of Kaya's hair being pushed back and Zane's pants being rolled up. Others call it the masks out for being too slim and tight. And some people are saying that they have too generic designs compared to what they actually do. So I don't know. You can make your own choices on it. I think it's unique that they've converted them in like human form instead of just keeping them in the Lego form. So there's creative liberties everywhere, and people are going to criticize no matter what. I'm not a Ninjago fan myself, so it doesn't really affect me to know what they've done. But Yeah, expansion. Ninjago and Fortnite continuing the expansion of all different things. Lego has a new ideas challenge. This is called the Treasure Quest. And it currently has 41 days left, so you can definitely get involved. But your quest is a classic adventures on big and small screen have inspired wannabe explorers for generations. But we want you to think outside of the box for this challenge. That means no idea based on pre-existing IP. And it's all about finding your adventure and quest for treasure. So you can create different elements with different characters, piece counts, and there's, of course, a bunch of different rules for it. And no builds are up yet, but the prizes include the Goonies and the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Mineral Collection. So very much in the exploratory and natural realm of things. So if you're up for a new challenge, go over to Lego Ideas. A new Guinness World Record was broken for the largest Lego mural. This mural was built for a telethon called the Swiss Telethon, which helps raise money for people living with rare genetic diseases. And it is 79 feet long, 6 feet tall, and over 300,000 Lego bricks. They came together with a company, brickmaster.ch, who does Lego-related events, and built it all together to break this new world record. And that's really great that they do telethons still, because, well, I thought they were extinct. Like, who would be doing phone calls anymore like that? And live, unless they did on YouTube, which is smart to do that as well. And it is a massive undertaking to do something like this, and hopefully promoted a lot of attention as they were going for this record, and people watching to see this giant Lego sculpture built. A new Lego Ideas set has been revealed, the Lovebirds. It's for January 1st release. The Lovebirds have two reddish, almost like the brick red that they used to have, birds sitting on a tree branch and kind of cantilevered off the side of the actual base, but not too far. 750 pieces, and it will be released on January 1st at a cost of $50. And it is pretty close to what the Lego Ideas submission was. I think it actually might be a little bit better, which doesn't happen all the time. It'd be a fun Valentine's Day build, but other than that, unless you're a bird fan, this is something I'd pass on. The Brickmaster Studio Build with Your Lego Bricks Like a Pro has a new feature at the Discovery Museum in Reno, Nevada. And it has some really cool sculptures, such as a massive dragon. There's different ways to learn for STEM, and in the different galleries people can visit, they see different arts and stacks of connections. And just as they continue to do like these expansions like this, it's super cool to get involved with the community to really create an imagination and building structures to really promote creativity, as well as the STEM programs. All right, the new Lego game, Lego Party, has been a huge hit. It might have actually won an award. I haven't seen yet. I have to go look at that. It's on sale for 25% off because Lego is celebrating its 30th anniversary of doing Lego games. And that's insane to think that I was playing Lego games back when I was a kid. 30 years I'm 33 years old, so I was playing since I was 3 years old. But I've only heard good things about Lego Party, and at a discount, why not try it out? There was a case against Lego recently about Lego minifigures. The Court of Appeals in the United States, second court, decided to dismiss the case that Zuru Inc. had brought up, talking about Lego Group going against their copyright claims that Zuru's first generation toy figures infringed on the copyright and trademark rights of Lego minifigures. The District Court of Connecticut granted Lego's motion for a preliminary injunction, which enjoined Zuru with manufacturing and selling the infringing first generation figurine. And I mean, they look exactly the same. There's no way that they're not infringing on it for sure. And the conclusion was like, hey, yeah. These aren't, you're copying minifigs, and that's against the law. So they've dismissed the case completely because, well, there's no way for them to actually win this case. Lego has, one, the lawyers to do it, and two, they look the exact same, so you can't really rule in that case. So Lego holds out again in the court. Lego Party is getting that 25% off, but they also just got an update to version 1.3.0, and there's some new additions to it, some difficulty changes. Now you can add a new easy mode of difficulty. Didn't know that they didn't have that before. You can also have different things for expert CPUs to now stop, drop, and slide scroll, and difficulties in aiming to please, which I guess is a function, and then human replacement CPUs now appear in normal difficulty. Customized wardrobe changes, some added minifigure stuff, as well as a ton of different mini games at 130. Bricknado, Rally Tally, Fancy Lancy, Donuts and Dragons, Slide Hustle, so many different things. And some, of course, fixes and changes, but every game that gets an update has some really fun additions to it. So this is no exemption to that. So yeah, go and get the discount and go have fun with now the newest version. Lego's decided to do kind of a buyout or takeover of a vacuum and cleaning company, Nilfisk, which is a cleaning supply company for industrial and customer markets. Lego has just stepped in and offered $595 million for takeover of it. I'm not really sure why. Vacuums, maybe they want to come out with a Lego vacuum, but such an interesting thing to back unless they like have connections somehow. It's a privately owned company, so they can do what they want with it if it's an interest in the family. But very, very interesting news on that one for sure. At this year's Additive Manufacturing Conference, Lego's going to be there. In Reno, Nevada, they're going to be talking about their latest 3D printing story as Lego's continuing to expand into that. We've seen that they just did the train for the latest train set, and the director of AMUG, which that's what they're called, education conference, Alex Roshkili. The AMAG audience knows Lego bricks simulates creativity while engaging in play, which is great for teaching engineers. With Ronan Hager's keynote, our conference attendants will receive creative stimulus to push the technology further.
Hold on, I gotta get a brick separator. I'll be right back.
What would the world be like without artists, writers, designers, stylists, musicians, actors, and other creators? It's a world we don't have to live in, thanks to the many inspiring people I spotlight on a Life Creative podcast. I'm Melano Gomez, an interior stylist and former editorial director of home at Martha Stewart Living and host of A Life Creative. Listen to the stories of how talented people in the creative arts found their way into interesting and sometimes unusual jobs. A Life Creative is available wherever you listen to podcasts, or find us at www.alifecreativepod.com.
So I've talked about it. 3D is the future in Lego. There's going to be not just this set. There's going to be a lot more that have the 3D elements to it. I'm interested to see how we'll all start to react to it as we move forward. Are they going to do bricks? Or are they going to do single little items like they did for the train and the duck? But all in all, it's an expansion, and it'll be interesting to see what the keynote speech is going to look like. I wonder if they'll record it so I could check it out. Ninjago is clearing house over on the Lego Insiders Reward Center. The mini city gift with purchases are getting some major discounts. They're getting discounts now down to 2,300 points, really trying to get them out. The orders of you can do $20 or whatever to just get these out, but they're really cool. I do like the mini scale of it, but I guess they didn't sell as well as they thought they would, so they've discounted it aggressively. So you can go and add those to your collection if you don't have the large scale ones, like I don't. All right, Star Trek. The Enterprise had its sticker placard inside that you didn't really see, but it was the Starfleet registration for the NCC 1701D, and it should say to boldly go where no one has gone before. But when the first printed, it came to boldly go where no one has gone before. And so people took note and said, hey, you should probably fix that. So they did. They created a new sticker sheet with an updated design that is still wrong. They did change boldly, but then they removed two things. One, they removed the screw points on either side of the placard that they did. And then 2, they changed the logo of the Starfleet badge. In the original sticker that they had, it had the circle around it for the badge, which I'm pretty sure that's the exact same as when they touch the badge on their chest. And then they got rid of it, which is not in the same era as Picard. So I don't know why they changed that. Just change the boldly. Why did they have to go and fix the other things, or fix air quotes, because they didn't fix anything. They just made it worse. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a third sheet of correction. The Lego store in downtown Disney has been trying to unionize, and it seems Lego is trying to undermine that in any way that they can. Employees have started to report that there are these new labor educators that have been showing up to lobby employees to not unionize. The person refused to answer any questions, as well as telling them what their name was and who they work for, and coordinating with store managers. Then it seems that Lego's been flying out a bunch of different managers to work the stores, while workers have been told, well, you can't work more than 27 hours, that you're just restricted to not do that. So they've filed a unfair labor practices charges against Lego for this. And it seems that this isn't the first time Lego stopped unionization. So Lego is in hot water on this, but I don't know. I mean, we want fair practices for people, and Lego has usually been good. I've only heard from like friends saying that they enjoy working for Lego, but if they don't like the conditions there, then, well, unionization is an option, and in the United States it's a fair right to do so. So we'll see what comes of it once it does go to an actual vote and try to unionize. A brick specialist, Melissa Gonzalez, expressed her frustration. We started organizing because we felt like the low pay, lack of benefits, and understaffing were a fixable problem. And with all the union members around us at the Disney Resort, we just wanted equal treatment. I asked for a voice on the job, not a target on my back. So, Lego, let's take note. Don't screw this up, and actually just change these things without having them to unionize, maybe. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's podcast. Please subscribe. Please check in on all the other episodes. You can learn about the latest news from the past couple of weeks. As you know, we continue to just get more and more things. I mean, we're approaching Christmas, and there's still more news than I thought that we would have, because January or last week was crazy. So I'll continue to report on more and more news as it comes out. All right, let's move into our set reviews. Our first set is going to be set 75381, the Star Wars Droideka. It's an 18 plus set of 583 pieces, and it is a cost of $65 with 128 reviews at 4.8 stars. And I gotta say, I'm gonna give it a 5. It is one of my favorite droids that Lego and Star Wars have ever done. And right now it is also double points, as well as retiring soon, and a gift with purchase. So, the gift with purchase, you have to spend 75, so you have to buy something else since it's only 65. But it comes with the large scale Droideka, as well as a smaller, like mini scale, not a minifigure scale version, I'd say. Although it's pretty accurate, I think, with a little dedicated placard to talk about, the specs of the Droideka. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's the ball Star Wars droid that could roll in. It gets up on 3 legs and then has major turrets on it, and it also has a force field protection on it. This one, unfortunately, does not, because I don't think Lego was going to do a giant piece just to build a force field for it, but that would have been pretty cool. The system itself does fold up into the ball, but you can't, it just would display as the ball. The old one that they used to have, an old Technic version back in 99, you could actually roll it and it would hit a spring section to it and pop up and open, which was so cool. I wish they would have brought that back. But I was so excited to see that this was one of the droids that they did bring back for the droid series. I like R2-D2 and C-3PO as much as anyone else, but this was one I had to purchase, and I did. It came out last May the 4th, and it's just so cool. Perfect display scale, and to add to the collection of droids to go with, all the other ones that they've come out with at the proper scaling. I think the B1 droid is not, but anyways, really cool. The link's in the description to purchase this if you want. Now we're moving on to The Haunted House, a rebrickable set by Castor Troy Store. It's 3,463 pieces, and it will cost you 15 euros. And I've got to say, I think it might be worth it because it is just such a cool old house. Now, we've seen the Creole house that was for Stranger Things that's coming out on January 1st, but this one has a little bit more of the old brick charm to it, kind of like the one that you've seen like in the movie It or Psycho. Just yeah, really the old school with the Gothic tower to it, a spire on the side, the old school porch, and it comes with a bunch of minifigures. And of course, it's a haunted house. So when you open the inside of it, it's got different rooms that you can experience ghosts, see Dracula and blood, and then I think a werewolf and plants kind of growing all over the place. And having just fun minifigures to add to it is a nice touch. It even comes with stickers to have like, it looks like slime or like moss. I'm going to say moss growing on the windows and stuff to add that old school haunted feel to it. And the roofing design is really well done. They did a nice integration of brick as well as making it old without looking just too manufactured to it, or not manufactured, but like non-sequenced, a little randomness to it. So I highly recommend checking it out. I think that this is a set that I would love to have myself and put in out for Halloween, because that's what we need. We need more scary things to put out for Halloween like this. All right, that's all I have. Thank you again for tuning into the podcast. And I'm going to leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.